This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Is this a soft place or a hard place?
Speaking of which, I have one that I want to do real quick. I know I just did some, but Pete, I know I text you, but I want to say thank you.
Hey,
because
Pete,
this is
yes,
Veterans
it's
Day.
Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Pete.
right.
This is that day that everybody is supposed to do the shit you all did on Memorial Day.
Yes.
And you don't know the fucking difference, and it makes me mad. And if you do know the difference, you know somebody who doesn't, fucking educate them.
Yes.
But thank you for your service. It is appreciated. And this is the day we set aside to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's the only reason you got a warning.
Well, I sent him a separate message before, in case you can't make it.
Okay.
Thank you. And no, I'm not being a sarcastic ass.
No, I knew you weren't. So. Actually, I think this year I might have gotten more stuff through Facebook and everything else than I think I have ever had from different people. Or maybe I just paid more attention to it this year. I don't know. Yeah, so anybody and everybody who was thanking a veteran that they know, we all appreciate it. So
I've started my learn what the difference is between Veterans Day and Memorial Day campaign.
I'm always working on Memorial Day.
my only thing is why,
It's a celebration.
and this is completely 100% selfish, but why can't vets have the day off?
I think
I think they should. Yeah.
You should get
I
Veterans
don't
Day.
I mean,
understand
seriously,
that either.
really, what are you looking at?
30 days.
30
maybe,
days
over their
maybe over our lifetime?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't understand.
Unless
that.
they're, well, I guess then they're active. They're not veterans, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I ever run a company that has employees, I will give veterans a day off on Veterans Day.
You won't be
Even if
Want to vet?
well, because some HR person
he's
will
close to fucking business
come up
on
and
Memorial
say
Day,
that.
or Veterans Day.
Well, right, for
Right,
everybody.
right, for
They're
everybody.
going to say it right. They're
Yeah,
going
you
to give
can't
it off
just
for
do it.
everybody.
No, you can't just do it for.
Which
that's
I
special
disagree with.
treatment.
Well,
I
it's
disagree
a
with that
national
too.
holiday, so
Yeah.
why shouldn't it be a national holiday? And if you served,
I
says
will
you get the day
happily
off.
just give veterans off. Tell everybody else. You're more than welcome to have the day off if you want. Enlist.
Like, he's making a point which
hey.
I agree with. Someone who's not a vet.
That's fine.
will bitch.
And you know what?
Fuck 'em.
I'll be in my office to hear their complaint.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm
you'll
not
be
a vet.
working.
Because I'll
Yeah.
be fucking working.
I guess my one
as
thing,
hard as I do
what
with
I
the
was
veterans.
thinking this year is when I went in, and I'm older, so when I went in, I remember when I was first in, probably 87, 88, in there, there was more than I can account people and establishments that either spit at me, would not serve me, and in different states because I was a veteran.
In the late 80s?
Yes.
Early 90s, really?
A serviceman or a veteran? Because you
Or
were
a
veteran
I'm
in
sorry,
the
a
early
serviceman. A serviceman.
80s. Yeah, because I was going to say, you're not that much older
right,
than I
right,
am.
and a serviceman. And but that changed after Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I would say, the overwhelming social acceptance of veterans seemed much more positive, and maybe the stuff I ran into was really just abnormal. Maybe it was me. I don't know.
But you had,
no, I've heard plenty of horror stories from.
But you had you were dealing when you enlisted. You were dealing with the aftermath of Vietnam, and we treated vets like shit.
Oh,
in
yes.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And in Vietnam, we only heard
Hey, Korea.
well,
The
and
aftermath
Korea,
of
but
Korea and
Korea was before Vietnam,
Right,
so
but
Vietnam
I mean,
is.
the aftermath of both of them. Like Korea, they weren't treated. Not
No,
the Koreans, but the
you're
people
right,
who
the
served
people who
were.
served, yes.
But
Right.
but I mean the climate for the thing is
They
the
became
people at home.
hostile.
Oh yeah, it was
were
more volatile.
shit.
With
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Like when I learned about the My Lai incident or Melee or Melee or I could spell
do
it
you
for you,
spell
but I
it?
can't say it. Incident. We learned about a massacre of American soldiers did to North Vietnamese villagers. Lined them all up and shot them in a mass grave. We learned about that in school. You know what I didn't learn about in school until I was out of school doing my own research? You know what stopped that incident? An American helicopter pilot who landed between the soldiers shooting and the people they were shooting at, and his door gunners who threatened to open fire with 50s if they fired another shot. That we didn't learn about in school. We didn't learn about it was 2 American servicemen who defied unlawful orders to leave to let the massacre occur. You know what I mean? So yes, that was a horrible massacre, and those soldiers that did that, that's atrocious.
Yeah.
But you don't learn about the 5 guys who went.
Who saved?
No, that's bullshit. Just like the rest of us, who were also servicemen.
Yeah.
And you know who came back with the report? Who said that those men deserved to get a medal? No, Jane Fonda traitor. Do you know who actually did the investigation on that? Who determined those servicemen who did it? Colin Powell was the guy the military sent over to investigate. He wasn't a lieutenant colonel
at the time.
I'll tell you, he was my biggest disappointment of a person that didn't run for president that I thought should.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if he's black or whatever.
I think everybody kind of agreed he should have.
I would have voted.
I think he would really have been a good president. I really do, but we'll never know.
Well, it was before it was cool for a black man to run for president.
But the thing is
Who
no
actually-
one thought of him. I don't say that.
I didn't.
I
He
never
was
thought
both.
of him as. I thought he was just a frickin'
He's really good at what he does.
and
smart.
really respected guy.
Yes.
He was the perfect.
He would be in my cabinet if
Yeah.
I was president.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'd also bring in Don Rumsfeld also.
The one thing.
Just to be my press secretary, because his press conference were fucking awesome.
The one thing with your Memorial Day versus Veterans Day that I have to give this to the kid who is a huge pain in my ass. I love her to death, but a huge pain in my ass. We actually met Mikey at a car show. It was on Memorial Day, and Mikey's always wearing his Vietnam vet hat, you know, whatever, which is fine. And I went up and I shook his hand, and Maddie went up and shook his hand and said, "Thank you, Mr. Ruffers, and I'm sorry for your loss." And I have never seen that old man. Well, I've seen that old guy cry twice. That was the first time, and I thought that I'd be okay with. That I'd be okay with. Thank you for your service, and I'm sorry for your loss, for what you had to deal with over there. Because he saw some shit in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, no.
He's, you know, that I'd be okay with.
That I'm not so bad with. My issue is always, and God knows I am not saying this because I don't appreciate the troops, because I've said a million
They do what
times.
you can't or are unwilling to do.
Right. I love the troops. I think we should support them.
And no offense to the troops now, repeat. That's what you signed up to do. That's your job.
Well, but I
Actually, can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah, go right ahead.
So that's another difference too. So when I got in, and then
I
actually
seriously
not
mean
right.
no disrespect by that.
No.
Just so you know.
But when I'm kind of following up with that though, because when I got in and when Desert Storm came, there was the initial Desert Storm wasn't. I mean, there was reserves
Are you
called
thinking
up.
about Operation Desert Shield, which is what it was before we went on the offensive?
No, I'm talking about Desert Storm. When we went to war, we
Yeah.
called up a lot of reserves, and that was the first time in a really long time that anybody in the military had actually seen. Well, there's Grenada and those conflicts. I'm not trying to minimalize them.
Yeah.
But that level of reserves
That
kind of
scale.
called up for that scale.
Okay.
And then the other little whatever I just lost track of them wars in there, and I knew people who went in and they were part of either a reserves unit or their National Guards, and they bitched and complained and came up with the million excuses to get out of it because they were going to be called up. And it's just, which goes back to what you were saying, because when I went in, my old man made me, he goes, "You're in the Navy," but he was in World War II, and he's like, if there's a war, you may end up
You
doing
may be
more
part
than
of
just frickin' manning your engine room. And he was right, I did. And if you're, when you go in, I don't care what branch of the service in, you need to go in with the mindset that you're going in there and your job is to kill or to take a bullet for.
Right. The United States Army
Some-
kills things and breaks things.
That's your job.
Well,
Or to support someone
we have
that's
to
the
doing
thing
that.
that pissed me off
Yeah.
was 9/11, when people pissed and moaned and said, "This is not what my kid enrolled for." No,
That's
is.
exactly
That is
what
The
it
yes.
schooling
was.
was the
No,
benefit.
and that's another good
Right,
point
what-
to that. Right.
What did you
Oh,
think? We
yeah.
just had a lot of extra tax dollars playing around. We thought we'd let your kid
Yeah, go to school
cosplay
for free.
G.I. Joe for a couple of weekends a year.
Yeah.
No,
But now we're
because we went to church with somebody who committed suicide because her husband got called up. You enlisted in the reserves after Vietnam. I understand those people who were drafted in Vietnam, and that's one of the reasons treating Vietnam vets so shitty
Is
was
a
so
disgrace,
heinous.
yeah.
Not that we should have treated volunteers that bad. That's not what I'm
They
saying.
didn't choose to go
But some of
there.
those people didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
right.
And but you signed up. We haven't had a draft since Vietnam.
Right.
So you signed up for that shit. What did you think we taught you how to shoot that gun for?
Yeah, you probably went to basic. You learned
You
how
have
to
to.
shoot a gun.
Everybody
And everybody
learns.
goes.
Even the
"Don't
fucking
they?"
Air Force teaches you how to shoot
I
a
was gonna-
goddamn
yeah,
gun.
and they're in planes around ships most
Well,
of the time.
Air Force is never on ships, for the record.
No.
Navy's got their own planes.
Oh,
they don't let the Air Force.
Is that how? I don't know how.
Yeah,
they-
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Air
really.
Force only takes
Actually,
off of the ground.
Really?
the Navy has more planes than the Air Force.
Yeah. The Air Force is planes, some helicopters because they do move special forces with the Night
and
Rangers,
the
ballistic missiles
the siloed ballistic missiles.
and satellites.
But
Yeah,
the
right
Navy
on.
has more ballistic missiles than they do with
Oh,
other
that
fighting
doesn't
submarines.
surprise
Right.
me.
But they only
They have
handle
mobile
land-based
platforms.
aircraft and missiles
Okay.
because the Air Force actually started as a branch of the Army.
Yeah,
the
that
Marines
makes
actually have
sense.
a lot of aircraft also.
Aircraft, right?
Well, to get the
which is
Marines
technically
on
part of the
opposite
Navy,
sides.
and
they
the Army does too.
and the Army does too, right?
Yeah.
So the Air Force job is really overlapped by almost everyone.
I was gonna say, yeah, it seems like a subdivision of everybody else.
But they get to fly most of the drones using PlayStation
Yes.
controls.
Yes.
I didn't say all, I said most.
No, but now a lot of the Navy ships have drones deployed from them
Off
too.
one, yeah.
I just watched a thing yesterday on the Independence and the Freedom.
Oh, those ships.
Holy fuck, those new ships, the Littoral Combat ships. And they're Littoral. I watched it because I was like, what the fuck do we need a Littoral Combat fleet for? Because we
Well-
have the Coast Guard. That's what the Coast Guard is. They're our Littoral Navy.
Okay.
They're our Brown Water Navy. That's why, under war, they get transferred back to the Department of the Navy.
Actually, they need those ships,
Well, they do,
or at
because
least some of them.
the Navy needs them because now our enemies are more
Yes.
in brown water than they used to be.
Yep.
So I get it.
You saying brown water?
Brown water is close to
Is
shore.
close water? Okay.
Right,
that's
blue
what I thought.
water's open ocean, right? I'm
Okay,
correct on
I-
that, right?
I got where you come from. I heard brown water. I'm just like, I don't know about this.
First thing I went to was lakes and rivers. Why the fuck are we
It's
fighting
like,
lakes and
the
rivers?
fuck they putting a
brown-
battle cruiser in a
lakes
lake
and
or
rivers
river?
are also brown water.
Okay.
Well, right, but I automatically.
But the
went to,
Somali
like,
pirates,
Alaska
one of
Lake
the
and
problems
Crohn's
we
Lake
have
and shit.
dealing with like the Somali pirates, you send a U.S. destroyer there. Yeah, it's a big ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's intimidating as fuck. But you know what? It's not designed to take out a rubber dinghy
Little
with
tiny
a
guys. No.
fucking 45 horsepower Evinrude on the back.
Did
Well,
you
it is,
see?
but it's a little
I was
overkill.
gonna say I was just watching.
They
What the
can.
fuck is the name of that? It's not called the Sentry. What the fuck? The Sentinel? I think that's what it's called. It's that little automated minigun they've got on the battle cruisers where it just sits there and
the
it automatically
Seaways?
keeps it level as the boat's rocking.
Yeah, it's
And
a
then
little
all
white
of a sudden,
dome on it.
yeah, then all of a sudden you hear,
And it's
whee!
it's a
you see
Seaways.
bullets flying out of the
I used to
fucking
have
thing.
some those
Those things
bullets.
are
By the way, just so you
terrifying.
know, I
Probably
think that they're
that big.
they were it's well over 1,000 rounds per minute,
Oh yeah.
and the rounds are about like this big, and the head, the bullet is made out of depleted uranium.
Uranium? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It'll cut
Were
through.
you guys here when I was talking about that new gun that came out?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Then you-
recall one? The one where you shoot something and you do this and it all
Yeah, you
goes.
hit the button and it
Oh,
just,
that's not what it does though.
No, it
It
holds the
picks
ridicule.
your spot.
It calculates the shot for the target you have it on. If it's a moving target, it'll calculate it. You can hold down, if it's the same thing I saw as you can hold down the trigger and when
Once
you
it
go
gets-
over the place where it's supposed
It
to fire, it
fires.
automatically
Yeah.
fires. That's fucking awesome. I just saw the video for that
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's pretty cool.
It is cool, but to me, you still got to hit the ridicule button every time.
Yes,
So
you
if
do.
you see a fucker walking around doing
Dude,
this,
these guys. Yes, I could see.
He's either practicing paintball,
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
But
I
or
can try not to paintball.
did you guys actually see the that you're talking about when the pirates took over that one ship or whatever?
well,
And
he's
they
just
took the
talking
captain?
about-
I was just talking about those fuck. I did not
Pirates
see
in
Captain
general.
Planet.
I
Did
didn't
you-
see it.
I saw
Not
that.
the movie, but
Oh.
did you see the documentary on all those fuckers? The
No.
sniper that took that shot?
yeah.
Holy balls! Holy fucking
From
balls!
the deck of a rocking boat.
And that other boat
Onto
and
another boat.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck!
that was a nice shot.
Yeah, no, it's.
That man deserved.
I
a
could have
beer.
did it. Drunk. With God going, just move over, I'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'll pull it.
Holy fuck.